Hi. If you're one of my subscribers, you're probably like, hello, are you okay? I'm fine. I mentioned in a few vlogs while I was kind of dealing with this that I was going to make a video all about it. I'm going to go ahead and make this video as if you are who I once was, frantically searching Google like every day, multiple times a day, trying to find a remedy for this. And then like you've probably self-diagnosed or maybe you've gone to a dermatologist. I'm just gonna film this video for like whoever is gonna come across it and not so much like my subscribers that know me. What's up? So with that being said, first of all, hi, I'm Annalise. I don't normally make videos like this. I'm usually like vlogging or talking about OnlyFans, so welcome. If you're anything like me and like I was when I was dealing with this, I would like fast forward through the beginning of the video because I was like, I just want to see what products they've used and like what didn't work, what did work. Don't worry, I'm just gonna go quickly through my experience with it because I actually do think it's kind of necessary to know why I think I had perioral dermatitis. We'll get into it, but I do want you to know kind of my backstory because not every case of perioral dermatitis is the same, and I hate saying that and I like always trip over my words when I say it. So we're just gonna call it PD, okay? Is that already an abbreviation for something? Oh, police department. Oh. We're gonna call it Karen because we fucking want this to get the fuck out of there. Because I'm sure you really would like the situation around your face to get the fuck out and like never come back ever again. So we're gonna refer to perioral dermatitis in this video as Karen. Sorry if your name's Karen. So first of all, I guess I'll just say my Karen was not caused by using a steroid cream, which I think is one of the most common reasons that people get Karen. Also, interestingly, which I will also get into later, but 90% of at least diagnosed cases of this are women. Between the ages of 15 and 45, there's a large percentage of women that will deal with this at some point. Why they don't recognize hormones as being a very probable cause of this, I'm not quite sure. Ever since I was around the age of puberty, which I don't really know when that was. I didn't start my period till I was like 17, but probably when I was like 13-ish. I remember one summer I got a really bad rash under my nose and my mom thought it was like from chlorine, from swimming, whatever. And of course she was having me put hydrocortisone cream on it. You know, it works, but it did keep kind of coming back for a while. I have absolutely no idea what ended up making that go away. That's the first time I remember having any sort of like rash, and that was different. It was mostly just like
my mustache region.
Since then I've always had dry skin, specifically like the area right under my nose. Depending on, my belief is depending on hormones, it would be like super dry sometimes it wasn't an issue. If you don't know me, at one point I was like half the size that I am now, and during that time like it wasn't an issue, but then when I gained 50 pounds I remember having the dry skin issue again. There's that's kind of like the little backstory. In June or July I had been in Arizona. It might have actually happened before Arizona. I don't think Arizona had anything to do with it, but I did notice that while I was in Arizona, I'm usually very dry anyway, and I was like exceptionally dry this time. My face was dry. Let me just clear that up. I was there filming OnlyFans, so let me just clear up the fact that it was just my face that was dry. I know you can't see me and I'm like filming on a potato, but the fact that I just had to clarify and like felt the need to reiterate the fact that it was my face that was dry, like,
just a disclaimer guys, my vagina, she was wet.
Everything down there was great. It was just my face. Like, why did I feel a need? Whenever this would happen, whenever it would just get dry under my nose, I'm gonna actually show you the products that I was using. I have a huge bag full of shit. I didn't realize how much stuff I tried while I was trying to get rid of this, but like a bitch was desperate. I tried a lot of stuff and I'm gonna go through that. So first of all, I think it was last Christmas I was home and I explained to my mom how I had like a lot of dryness underneath my nose and like it's always like that. What I had been doing was either Aquaphor, Vaseline. I would try to like put a lot of moisturizer there, but it would never really go away. Again, at this point it's just like dry skin. It's not full-blown Karen yet. And my mom was like, you need nipple cream, and I was like, excuse me, I'm not breastfeeding. So we went to Target and we got this, which is lanolin cream, and it's actually really great. Oh, hello. It's actually really great for your lips. And then I was putting it under here and it was kind of working. Honestly can't quite remember, but obviously it didn't really work because it kept coming back. The dryness would come back. Also, I will say, if you do have Karen, this is a typical irritant for that, and it's also a common allergy to be allergic to lanolin, so just keep that in mind. When mine got really bad this year, first went to this and I was like, oh, this will soothe it, and it didn't help at all. Okay, so now going back to earlier this year, I get back from Arizona and I'm like, okay, This is like starting to burn. Honestly, I had always noticed, I'm actually just kind of remembering this, I had these bumps right here, like 4 or 5 of them, small, skin colored. I don't, for maybe like the last year. You could only really see them if like the sun was shining on me and you were looking. But I remember even like editing vlogs and being able to see them and being like, what is that? What are those? And I'm just now realizing, because I don't have those anymore, I'm just now realizing like, oh, those were probably Karen being mild. Because what happened in July for me was like a full-blown, I guess, flare-up, unlike anything I've ever experienced. So it mostly started under my nose,
my mustache region.
little bumps. Over the course of the next couple of days, it started to spread. It kind of, okay, so it started under here, and it's gonna be different for everyone, but then, like I said, I had these bumps over here. Basically, I had it like here, here, here. I have a couple photos. I really didn't want to take photos of it, even though I was like, no one's gonna see them, or like even if they, obviously, even if they do see them, it's gonna be like in a before and after sense, you know? Having this on my face, I felt so self-conscious. Also, thing to note is that the first dermatologist I went to told me it was maskne. No, it was not, because, you know, masks, and a lot of people have been struggling with maskne, which is when you get acne like around the mask area. I was like, bitch, this is not acne. I know for a fact it's not acne. Very early on, I found Karen. I actually think I had come across it like last year or the year before, when I had like a minor thing happen where I had like some bumps and dryness. This has been kind of like a chronic thing, but it's been so mild and I would just like notice it. But like this time it really forced me to seek treatment and like address the problem. So I already kind of knew what it was, and so I started looking into that again. I diagnosed myself because, you know, what are you gonna do? So I started looking up remedies for it. I mean, just diving deep. I didn't want to make an appointment at the dermatologist and be prescribed antibiotics because I don't do well with antibiotics. They're not good for you anyway. I have a lot of intestinal problems. Whatever, I just didn't want antibiotics, and I was like, there's gotta be a way that like I can fix this without antibiotics. So I did too much research. So I'm gonna show you things that I purchased and tried all before I ended up, spoiler alert, oh my gosh, ended up going to the dermatologist. And then I'll show you after that too, because I did end up needing to continue trying to find something that actually worked. I'm gonna kind of go in the order that I went personally. I learned early on not to use things like Aquaphor and Vaseline and lanolin and heavy moisturizers, because even though it's so dry and uncomfortable and like tight, that's kind of a good thing. As mine was healing, it got drier and drier and drier.
Just a disclaimer, guys, my vagina, she was wet.
And that was actually a good thing, because when it was not healing, when it was like really irritated, it was just like bumpy, red, itchy. It was literally so itchy, which I don't know if that's super common. A lot of times it can like maybe burn, but mine was super itchy. By the way, I did like start to film. I think I deleted all of it because I was like, I don't want to post this on the internet. In fact, I remember filming a whole video with diaper cream around my mouth. So I'm sorry if this is all over the place. I kind of intended on like putting in footage as I healed it, but it didn't happen. So I will be showing you products that not only healed it, but then what I use now to avoid any sort of flare-ups. I haven't had any flare-ups since it went away. Some recommendations depending on why you think you might have gotten it, because the thing is, see, this is why we just gotta call it Karen. Karen is described as a bacterial infection. Truthfully, it can be fungal, and there's a lot of research on the connection to like candida and also freaking hormones, okay? But that does matter because doctors are really quick to just prescribe you an antibiotic, and as you will see with me, well, I'm not gonna spoil it yet, but let me just show you the fucking products. I think the first thing that I got, I was researching one night and it was like late, so I couldn't go to the store. And I had this already, which is the Versed Nix-It Complexion Solution, but it's all natural. It's just rosemary and tea tree oil. And I read that tea tree oil could possibly, some people had amazing experiences with it healing their Karen. So I tried this, don't think it helped, because then eventually, I think the next day, I went to Whole Foods and had my research and the stuff that I was gonna try. And I got actual tea tree, which is on this, there's like lotion on this, okay? Tea tree oil. This didn't help me at all. Tea tree oil was great, but it didn't help me at all when I was having this flare up. And actually, when I first went and got all this stuff and was trying it out, like it was only getting worse and worse. It was very upsetting. Also, I spent like $300 at Whole Foods, and then I ended up going to the dermatologist anyway. Luckily, I had insurance at the time, but I just turned 26 and the bitch is not insured, if you know what I mean. No, I just do not have insurance. So something that I saw helped a lot of people. I had to order it on Amazon because I think it only is sold in Canada, but it's the Spectro cleanser. It's like fragrance free. I can't remember the exact ingredient that is missing in this, present in like Cetaphil, because they're basically the same, but there's something that's in Cetaphil that's not in this. So this was highly recommended. Oh, I also already had this at home and I read that aloe vera could help. This is aloe vera essence. This did not help me. And then at Whole Foods, I bought like the pure real aloe. It says the only real aloe vera, organically grown in Southern California, unscented, just straight up aloe, because they always put like dumb shit additives into it and you just want like the pure aloe, which again, I believe aloe is great, but it did not help the situation on my face. I kept seeing in forums, Amazon reviews, everywhere that this was like the savior. This is Boudreaux's butt paste. It's 40% zinc oxide. Zinc can be very healing if you have Karen. This is one of the things that helped. Not specifically this, but this, they didn't have at Whole Foods, so I got the Burt's Bees diaper rash ointment. How much zinc is in here? Oh no, this does have 40% zinc. Well, in hindsight, I don't know why I went and bought this. I just saw that this was like really good, so I ordered, no, I got this at Target later. This did really help with like the itchiness and just the irritation that was happening constantly. It's thick and white, so I would put it on when I was not going to be in public at home where no one could see me. It did help soothe my face, but it didn't like make it go away, but it didn't irritate it further. So another thing that I saw online that said it could be helpful is neem oil. It didn't help. I believe this kind of burned my skin, and just for the record, like putting any sort of oil, skin protectant, or thick moisturizer is pretty much never going to be what you want to do when you're dealing with this, because you do actually want it to like dry out, get nice and crispy. There were a few days where I was like, I'm gonna put nothing on my face, and I wasn't wearing makeup throughout this time either, but except for a couple times when I had to, because I had shoots, and like it didn't even look like, it was bumpy, it didn't look good. But this is actually a photo from a shoot that I did when I was dealing with this, so I don't know why I'm showing you this, but we're gonna zoom in. This is a raw photo. I mean, no fucking edits on this. You can really see the texture. Yeah, not pretty. Get this out of my face. I don't want to look at this anymore. There were a few days near the end where I was like, I'm just gonna not put anything on my face, any sort of treatment, and just like keep letting it dry out, and that was helpful also. But in the beginning, I do think I needed to actually help make it go away. My god, I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm like, I got so much stuff from Whole Foods that one day because I read online. This is a bar of African black soap. Recommend this. I would use it in the shower and just like wash my face with it. It's soothing. It's hard because you're trying a bunch of things at once because you just want it gone, right? So it's kind of hard to like attribute what was helping the most, you know, especially if you're using like 6 new things at once. But I know for a fact that this is just good in general, and I will say that replacing any sort of face wash with this was helpful. The Spectro face wash I still will use. I think that's helpful as well, more so at like maintaining a normal skin situation. It's not the thing that's gonna make it go away probably, but African black soap. You can get it in liquid form, which normally I would be all about because I don't do bar soap, but I heard that that was better. So trust me, you guys, I literally looked at everything there is to look at online regarding this situation. Another thing that I had at home already, you know, before I went and tried anything else out, which I was very surprised about because this is kind of random, but someone said that this really helped them because it does have antibacterial agents. This is the La Roche Posay B5. It's a soothing repairing balm. I read one girl say that this is what like healed hers, and I was like, holy shit, I actually have that. Don't know why I have this, don't know why I got it, but it didn't help with making my thing go away. It's great, but that's not what helped. This is also something that I tried early on. I already had this. It is the Shea Moisture Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil and Witch Hazel with Vitamin E Skin Rescue Face Oil. I remember trying this because I read that vitamin E oil would be good, which I ended up getting the next day. And so I saw that it said vitamin E in it, and I was like, okay, well, hemp seed oil and witch hazel, both natural good things. I doubt those are going to irritate it. So I tried this. Again, it just wasn't, my skin wasn't at the point where like this would be helpful or like nourishing. You just need to dry it out. figure out why you have it first of all. If you think it's bacterial and you're like, I'm just gonna take an antibiotic and get rid of it, that's fine. If you also have hormonal issues or like candida issues, if you get like yeast infections, I'm not saying it's not bacterial and you shouldn't go to a doctor or a dermatologist, but maybe try what I'm gonna show you first, because you'll save a lot of money. It'll be easier on your system. It's closer to getting to the root of the problem than putting a band-aid over it. It's still kind of putting a band-aid over it, because if it's hormone related, you can't just like put some soap on it and like balance your hormones. But I digress. What is this? Oh, this is also nipple balm. I don't know why I must have got this too. The vitamin E oil, again, it's a great thing. It's like pure vitamin E oil. This is all great stuff, but like when you're trying to get rid of the flare up and it's there's oil everywhere and it's irritated and maybe it's not red. A lot of the times mine wasn't red, it was just skin colored bumps. At its worst, it got really, really red. Just don't put oil on it when it's in that state. Even if it's like starting to dry out, still don't put oil on it yet. I ordered this from Amazon. It's Zinc Therapy soap. Like I said earlier, like in the diaper cream there's zinc, and this helped me a lot. So this was kind of the first thing that I tried that was not just going to antibiotics, that actually helped. Like I said, like some of the other things like the soap and the face wash and diaper rash ointment, those sort of helped calm it, didn't exacerbate the problem, but this was the first thing that I tried that I noticed a difference and I was like, oh shit, I think I'm onto something. So I got this on Amazon. I'm gonna link everything below. So anyway, Zinc Therapy soap, 2% zinc, and it says it's for dermatitis and anti-dandruff. Granted, perioral dermatitis is like a whole different beast in my opinion than other kinds of dermatitis. It did help me and it has helped a lot of people. In fact, if you go to the reviews on Amazon, a lot of people are talking about how it helped them with specifically perioral dermatitis. So that was working for me. Everything that I just showed you, like at some point I must have used something that really irritated it again and like full-blown erupted my face. What? Like it just got worse. So I scheduled an appointment with a dermatologist. What happened there is what I expected to happen, which was, yes, I have perioral dermatitis. We talked about antibiotics and creams and all of that. I was like, I really don't want to do an antibiotic, but like if I have to, like really low dose. Basically, she ended up prescribing me the lowest possible dose. It was 10 milligrams of doxycycline, yes, once a day. So it's like very low, because when you get like strep throat, or even when I had to take antibiotics after I got my boobs done a long time ago as like a preventative thing, it was like 500 milligrams 3 times a day. And so 10 milligrams once a day, but for a month, that's what she prescribed me. And then also, you've probably seen this or heard of it, unless like this is the first video you're coming across, in which case like I'm sorry that I didn't like explain things. I kind of just wanted to like help out those of you that are like, just tell me what to do to get this fucking thing off my face. So she prescribed this. This bitch was expensive. Okay, even with my insurance, it was like, I think it was like 200 total. So this was like 170 or something, which is crazy. And it's like still full, obviously. And then the doxycycline, I need to not sit like this anymore. I was really worried that the antibiotic was going to wreak havoc on my body, but it really was such a small amount. Anyway, I started using this. She said to do it morning and night, or maybe just night if it was like too much, you know? So I did start doing it. It like burned a lot when I put it on, and if I did it before bed, I don't know, it just like, it didn't seem like it was working. It burned. It dried out my skin, but like the bumps were still there and like inflamed, so it didn't dry out my skin the way that like later my skin dried out, where like I could notice gradually less bumps or smaller and like tight skin. I don't know, it might work for you. Now I have it. It was fucking expensive, stupid. So took the antibiotics for the full month. It was gone before then because, okay, so my sister knew about this and everything. I went to her house one night. She gives me this. We're gonna move on to the cure, okay? But my sister gives me this. It's bentonite clay powder. You're gonna want this, I think, even if it's bacterial, but if it's fungal, or, well, I guess there's bacterial and fungal, and then there's different causes like hormones, steroid creams, what's the other one that I was just, oh, candida. Regardless of what the cause is, this will help you. So I'll be linking this below. Oh, you can also drink it. I didn't do that because I wanted to like apply it directly to my face, but you can also mix 1 part clay to 8 parts water. You won't taste anything, and it's really good for like everything. And then external, mix 1 part clay to 3 parts water, let stand for 12 to 24 hours. Then you put it on your skin, you let it dry, and then you rinse it off. You can also put it in the bath. So this will help you. Like, I want to say I promise you. I can't say that obviously because, yeah, I don't know, but I low-key promise you that this will help you. Like I said, the zinc soap helped a lot. I felt like I was getting closer with that, but none of the oils, the Metro gel, it wasn't going away, and in some cases it was getting worse. I was like, I don't think this is bacterial. And I mean, I thought that before I went to the dermatologist, and I was like, I really don't want to be on antibiotics. I don't think it's bacterial. I just don't think it is. I just have a feeling. And the dermatologist was like, well, like, we can't really, we'd have to like do a sample and like blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. The thing that I considered trying literally the first day that this thing outbroke on my face, but I didn't because I read that it wouldn't do anything. I decided, no, I'm gonna go buy that and I'm gonna try that. I just have a feeling. Lo and behold, like probably the cheapest thing out of all of this besides like the African soap, athlete's foot cream. It's antifungal. Use it on ringworm. When I first got bug, I got ringworm because she must have had it. I kept getting it in like weird spots. Use this. Put this on. I immediately knew that it was gonna work. Like, I knew it was gonna work, and it did. I think I used this like daily for like 3 days, and then I kind of started like not putting anything on my skin because I noticed it was getting a lot better, and I kind of just wanted to like dry it out. And so that's what I did, and that's kind of ultimately what made it go away, all the while using the zinc soap once a day. It does, like, you got to be careful with it. Like, don't leave it on your face. Like, wash your face gently with it and like rinse that shit off because it can really burn. And then I would use like the diaper ointment if I needed like some real relief, if it was really itchy and irritated. It went away. And then I started thinking like, wait, but was it like possibly because I was taking antibiotics? I don't think it is though, because like after a week of being on antibiotics, I tried this and it started like going away. And also the Metro gel, which is an antibiotic gel, didn't do it. I just covered a lot, but I want to quickly say the things that I use now. Oh, another thing that is a common cause of this, I guess, is fluoride. This is the toothpaste I use. It's native, fluoride free, but I already didn't use fluoride in my toothpaste. So once it cleared up, I pretty much immediately went back to wearing makeup as often as I needed, and there was no issue. I probably could have honestly gone back to like using whatever products I wanted on my face again, but I'm just trying to be careful, so I don't use the zinc soap anymore. It's not meant to be used like all the time. I still keep this in my shower just because like where else am I gonna keep a bar of soap? But I haven't used it. So first of all, if I'm wearing makeup, these makeup wipes, I already used them before. There's hair everywhere. Simple, kind to skin cleansing wipes, and these are like the biodegradable ones also, but these are good. That's more so like if I'm somewhere else, or a lot of times like if I'm in my car driving home, I keep makeup wipes behind the passenger seat so I can take my makeup off when I'm driving home because I don't like the feeling of having makeup on my face. Also, since all of this happened, my skin got like amazing. Like, not to like suck my own dick or anything, but no, but my skin got really good, and so now I actually don't remember the last time I wore like foundation. I'll wear a tinted moisturizer. Today I just have on concealer and then I set it. I mean, it's like 11 p.m. and I did this a long time ago. I put on concealer, set it, cream blush, and obviously mascara and my eyebrows. So my skin was helped like tremendously by, first of all, not wearing makeup for like the whole time I was trying to do this, and second of all, I think before, a lot of what I thought was like acne or like bumpiness was just this bullshit on my face. And so now that that's gone, I'm like, oh, okay. When I'm home taking off my makeup, I use a makeup eraser, which is this bad boy. I love this. It's so soft, like, because washcloths on your face, abrasive. And I'll use this micellar water, which is the same brand actually as the balm stuff. I used this before, but I still use it. It's still great. It's like, I have a micellar water that like burns my skin, and I'm like, that's not supposed to happen. This is my favorite one. It is kind of pricey though, so another amazing option is the Derma E Vitamin C Micellar Cleansing Water. This has more additives. They're good additives. They're not like bad, but another good option to take off makeup and also just to clean your skin. And then, like I said, I will still use this is like almost gone. The Derma Hydrating Gentle Cleanser I use. This is the moisturizer that I use the most of the time, which is kind of crazy because it's so like basic and cheap, and I have so much skincare, and now I use like the bare minimum. I also forgot, if I don't use micellar water and I'm home, I also like the Versed Day Dissolve Cleansing Balm. It has eucalyptus oil and vitamin E. I feel like this like not only takes off makeup and shit, but also like helps my skin. So you got the wipes, you got the water, you got the balm. I also like this moisture cream. These are pretty much the two moisturizers that I'll use now. I used to like try out a bunch of different skin stuff. I have a freaking skincare fridge in my bathroom, but I'm like, I could probably go back to using more bougie, not even bougie, just like more targeted skincare things, but like I just have been wanting to be careful with what I put on my face. So I know that was a lot, and I know I'm not good at being like clear. So in the description I will link the things that like healed me, the things that helped me and like soothed it but didn't necessarily make it go away, and then the things that I use like now to maintain. I'll just put the good stuff down below. Yes, a lot of my subscribers have been asking me for this video for sure, because like I said, like women, especially in that age range, 15 to 45, it's pretty broad age range, but like when you're probably menstruating and your hormones are like all over the place, it makes sense. So it makes sense that there would be a good amount of women that watch me that have struggled with this or struggle with it right now. I have a handful of people who are like, bitch, put the video up. And I'm sorry if I didn't edit this as well as I normally do, because I really want to just get it up, you know? Just what she said. Okay, is there anything else? Probably. I'm probably forgetting so much. Okay, bye. Subscribe. Even if you're just here because you were trying to cure your face, you should subscribe because, well, I mean, I guess you don't have to, but you should. But don't feel pressured, but you should. Bye.